Hi, welcome again. This is Joe Krugley from Agape Health, Dr. Krugley from Agape Health. With me today is Carrie. She's going to demonstrate some deadlifts for everyone. So a few things about deadlifts. Deadlifts are really important for your posterior chain, the muscles in the backside of your body. Those would include, but not be limited to, your erector spinae, multifidi, quadratus lumborum, your glutes, hamstrings, and calves. So from a clinical perspective, rehabbing and strengthening the posterior chain is crucial for complete recovery from most low back, hip, and even leg injuries. I like deadlifts because it's a simple enough motion, and when performed properly will give you significant increase in your strength and help you rehabilitate. From a performance perspective, the ability of your hips to forcefully go into extension will increase your athletic abilities 1,000,000 times over. So for all these reasons, we're going to go ahead and view the deadlift. So one of the first things I'd like to clear up is a misconception as to what the deadlift is. Most of the times when I'm working with an athlete or a patient, they say to me, yeah, doc, I know what a deadlift is. And I ask them to go ahead and perform them. The one variant that I see the most is not really a deadlift, it's more of a squat. So Carrie, if you could go ahead and demonstrate that for me. So right here, what we're looking at is the squat position where the butt is low, the hips are parallel or even below parallel the knees. So now that we saw what not to do, let's go ahead and look at some basic procedures, or at least what we go through in a clinic and our gym to make sure that the athlete has the correct stance. Okay, so Carrie, let's go ahead, let's put your feet right underneath your hips. So with a proper deadlift, feet should always be right underneath their hips. In fact, you should be able to draw a line from the ASIS, that's a little bikini bump, to the knee to the foot, and have that be pretty much straight up and down, okay? So from there, Carrie, I want you to keep a nice neutral spine, no curving. I want you to go ahead and reach down and grab the bar for me. Feet directly in line with the hips. Your shins, your tibias, should be in contact with the bar the whole time. Carrie, go ahead and reach down and grab the bar. Her grip is going to be 1 thumb's distance away from her legs. Go ahead and grab the bar. So from the ground up, we've got the weight in the heels, the tension in the hamstrings and the glutes, a neutral spine. So from this position, what we're looking for, I don't want the knees to go forward. I don't want to collapse, obviously, of the knees coming in. I do want a fairly, again, neutral spine in this position. And Carrie, if you want to lower your head just a hair, always want to keep the neck in neutral. One of the more common things that we see is people craning their neck to look straight forward, and you always want to minimize that to circumvent any type of cervical injury. Okay, go ahead and release the bar and stand up for me. So from the front angle, those are the lines that we're looking for. So from the side view, if you notice, once again, the butt, the glutes are fairly high up. This is the position where we generate the most power from the glutes and keep the spine in neutral, okay? One thing that you always want to look for, or a couple things you want to look for, number one, the shins, that's the tibia, the shins are straight up and down. They're perpendicular to the floor. And Carrie, go ahead and relax, stand back up. When you're in the deadlift position, you should really feel the tension generating from the hamstrings and from the glutes. So go ahead and get back into position for me. And from there, I'd even say, Carrie, bring your knees back just a hair. Good, lock everything into place, and that looks perfect. So from that position, Carrie, let's go ahead and demonstrate a proper deadlift. Why don't you go ahead and grab that bar and come on up for us. And if you notice, really the only thing that happened, the emphasis of motion was her pelvis going straight forward. You can see as she lowers the bar, Carrie, go ahead and lower the bar, perfect. Bar stays in contact with her body the whole time. As she raises, Carrie, go ahead and come up. Bar stays in contact with both her tibia and her femur, or her lower and upper leg. And as she lowers, it goes right down the leg as well. And if you were to draw a line and watch the path of the bar, it literally would just be straight up. So there is a phrase, and actually while I talk, why don't you keep doing a couple reps. There's a phrase in sports sports science, exercise science, and even CrossFit that says we want to move our body around the bar, not the bar around our body. Good. And go ahead and let that release and go ahead and relax. So while she's doing that, the things that she's thinking about, again, feet underneath the hips, so that straight line we discussed. We need to feel the tension in the hamstrings, feel the weight in the heels, the tension in the hamstrings and the glutes, and there really should be very minimal, if any at all, change in the curvature of the spine.